total body, a lot of stuff on the ground, but we're gonna get up at the end. And what's fun about today's flow of movement work is today we're gonna do our whole flow. Tomorrow we're gonna come back, we're gonna do the same flow, but this time we're gonna use our sticks and our bands in our flow to change how it feels. So just an interesting little compare contrast. A nice way to finish out our animal flow for the year, or our restorative flow for the year. Last series, having it be that kind of one and then the other, since we've developed that along the way. And then we have kettlebell flow on New Year's Eve, so looking forward to that. So let's get started. We're going to start with a sun salutation. So just a nice place to start, but also gives us a comparison for when we do our sun salutation at the end. So you can see how it feels in the beginning of your workout and how it feels at the end of our workout. So let's start top of the mat, big toes together. Let's find our center alignment through the heels of the feet, drawing ourselves up tall, and we can take our arms up and stretch through the crown of your head and your fingertips. Squeeze your butt, push through your heels, and we're gonna reach back, big back bend. Inhale, and exhale. Bring those palms to the center of your chest, and diving down, letting the head hang. And we're gonna plant the hands, take one big step back with our left leg. Open up in our rotation. Bring our hand back down. Put our other leg back into a downward dog. We're going to roll our spine up into a plank and lower ourselves down to the floor. Push up, away from the floor. Inhale, upward dog. Push the hips up and back, downward dog, heels to the mat, and take some small steps up towards your hands, toes together, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, glance up. Exhale, roll down and roll the spine up. Inhale, big reach. Weight into your heels, squeeze your butt, reach back as you inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart, and hanging down to the floor. Planting the hands, we're going to step the right leg back. Open up to the left. And bring the hand back down. We're going to step the other leg back into downward dog. Heels to the mat. Roll forward into your plank and lower yourself down to the floor. Inhale. Push the floor away. Exhale. Down to the mat. Push up and back into your downward dog. And walk those feet up to the hands, big toes together. Inhale, hands to the shins, glance up. Exhale, relax down. And rolling up. Big inhale with the arms. Reach, go post the arms. Weight into your heels. Squeeze your butt. Inhale, reach back. Exhale. Hands to the center of your chest. And then we're going to lower ourselves down. Keep your feet together. Yogi squat as low as we can go. You can use your hands, and it's okay if we fall to the floor because we're going there anyway. And we're going to turn ourselves over, laying face down onto our mat. we start our scorpion roll, let's take a big stretch, reaching the arms up. And we can relax, bring the elbows back. You can rest the forehead down onto the hands or your forearms, somewhere comfortable. And then we're gonna kick up one heel, push through the heel, so you lift your butt up or lift your leg up off the ground, keeping your hip down on the ground. So we wanna squeeze our butt and press. Then lift the hip up and we're gonna reach over, trying to touch the ground. And slowly roll back. We're gonna do 10 times, kicking up, reach, keep your forehead down nice and neutral, and then nice and slow, we want to have the hip touch first, then the knee, then the foot. So same sequence each time, forward and reverse. First we lift the foot, the knee, then the hip, and reach, keeping the elbows, shoulders relaxed on the ground. I'm going to inhale, reach. Exhale, slow, controlled hip, knee, foot. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hip, knee, foot. Inhale, reach. Last 3. Inhale, reach. And last one. All right, we're going to roll over onto our side. Keep your top leg bent up into your chest here, and with your arm that's down on the floor, you're gonna hook that knee. Top arm can reach forward, rest your head down on the floor, kick through that bottom leg so it's nice and straight out. I don't want it bent back, I'm pushing it straight out. And we're gonna inhale, pull that hand back, turn and look over your shoulder. And we want to get that shoulder as close to the ground as we can without losing our knee on the floor on this side. When you've gone as far as you can with this reach, we're going to do another where we exhale, reach our arm forward. And now we're going to open up and take a deep breath in. Big inhale. Exhale, relax your shoulder down to the floor. We're going to do one more. Reach. And deep breath in, open. Circle that arm back around. And put our arm up. We're going to roll over to the other side. Bottom leg nice and straight. Top leg, we're going to pull that knee into the chest and hook the lower arm. Rest the head on the floor. Reach that top arm forward. And keep your knee on the ground. Take a big inhale. And open up. And again, exhale, reach. Inhale. We'll do one more. Big deep breath in. Relax the shoulder down to the floor. And roll back over. And we're going to roll ourselves all the way over and push ourselves up back into quadruped position. We're going to do cat-cow, inhaling, pushing the floor away. Exhaling. And we're going to take 7 of these. Inhale. And exhale. Each one is a nice, deep, full inhale and exhale. Last 2. Last one, imagine you're stretching your spine, you're like a spooked cat as high as you can go. I want you to look like a little rainbow. And come back to neutral. Let's bring it on back and forward again. We're gonna go into half kneeling. Make sure our back big toe is tucked in. That's gonna give us the ability to use that glute more effectively and push off of our big toe. That glute and our big toe are intricately connected. They're important. Hips are nice and level. I'm not cocking my hips high on that upward knee side, and I want to make sure my knee is straight in front of my hip and that my foot is straight in front of my knee. And a nice way you can actually check if your foot is really neutral is right under each of those bumps on your ankle. You've got a bump on the inside, bump on the outside. Right under it, you've got this little space. So if you stick a thumb into the space on each side, or maybe you only feel one, feel what happens if you flatten your foot or roll your foot out. You feel those little spaces close off. If you roll in, the one on the inside closes off. If you roll out, the one on the outside closes off. So this place where your foot has a little bit of space on each side underneath those ankle knobs, it's the end of your tibia, your fibula. But anyway, so when you have space on either side, that's a neutral foot, neutral ankle. So that's how you know you got it. So you can feel for it and look at it, see what it looks like, so you can check it visually and feel what it feels like, so you can feel it kinetically, okay? And that's just a fun way, or maybe not fun, but it's a test that trainers use when we're checking people out, but it's really easy to do on yourself to know that you have a true neutral foot. And we're just gonna start with driving our hips forward, squeezing our butt, pushing our back foot down into the ground, good. Quad squeeze, I wanna make sure I've got my chest, my shoulders, and my head over my hips. I'm not leaning forward. I wanna keep that stretch in that hip flexor. Keep driving, squeezing, pushing. I'm being very active into this. I'm like trying to spring myself right off of the floor. And then we're gonna inhale, reach both arms up, palms facing each other, big stretch up. And we're gonna inhale, exhale as we bend into that forward leg. Think about squeezing your hands together, palms facing each other. They don't have to touch each other, but that helps me keep my hands nice and straight. And also reaching as tall as I can. Exhale, bring it back to the middle, relax the arms. to take it down, back to our knees, switching sides. So, same thing on this side, hips are level, back toe dug in. If you want to check, I'm feeling for just a little bit of space, just enough to kind of fit a thumb in this nice little notch where there's a space on either side. If I want to test it, I can try rolling my foot in and out, feel that space close off, feel it where it's neutral, and I want to make sure my heel is right under my knee. Neutral hips, start engaging the glutes, driving forward, I'm pushing my back foot really intensely down into the ground while I squeeze my glutes. My posture is good, tall, I'm over my hips, I'm not leaning forward. Inhale, reach up. Big stretch, palms face each other, and exhale, lean into that forward leg. And exhale, relax, take it back down and into the center of your mat, and we can plop our butt back onto the back edge of our mat. We're gonna do our shin box. So I like to line up my shin actually with the front edge of my mat, so I've got that straight line, and then from there I can get a right angle with this one, a right angle with this one, and usually my pelvis, depending on the length of your femurs, is somewhere on the back line of your mat. So you kind of have these markers. Your feet are on the front of the mat, your butt is on the back of the mat, so you can tell, am I scooting my feet away from the edge, or am I scooting my butt in from the edge? How to keep those there, and kind of keep that in mind as we do these. So we're going to start with our shin box, pushing our knees, again, forcefully down into the ground. Turn, push down, and I want to feel this inside hip. I'm squeezing this butt cheek, and I'm feeling my inside hip as I push my legs down into the ground. Feel that stretch on my internal rotation there in that hip. And then we're going to do 6 each side. Push down, turn, squeeze the butt. We're going to hold for 5, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, release. Keep your butt on the back edge, feet on the front edge. And then again, squeeze, drive for 5, 4, 3, push, 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 and switch. 3 more. Drive for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2 more, 1 each side. Push down, push, 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 squeeze, 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 squeeze. 2, 1, and then last one. And push for 5, squeeze. 3, 2, and center. Now we're going to take a little more relaxed and expansive approach to our next 6. So we're going to push our knees down, have your back hand behind your hip on this side, and this inside hand is going to reach up, and you're going to press those hips up, get a big stretch along your whole body here. Imagine this is my dancer stretch. I'm being expressive in my interpretive dance. Bring it back down, and then same thing, butt on the back edge still, and then again, reach up, raise the hips, big expressive dance, and down. And then if you feel fancy, you can flourish your arms. This is 3, reach, and last 3, stretch and reach as far as you can. And 1 more over here. Big reach. All right, take it back, seated to the butt. Hands are gonna go behind you. Have those shoulders right at your side. You don't want them all the way back. You want them kind of middle, not rolled forward either, but just right on your sides, the center. We're going to slide our butt forward and get into a chest stretch. So lift up the butt, slide it forward, and now we're going to start trying to push our chest, our sternum, your wishbone, through those shoulders to get that chest stretch. You can do a little rock side to side. And then while we're here in this chest stretch, let's take the head down, chin to chest, and roll to the side, ear to one shoulder, back to the center, and ear to the other shoulder. Big deep breath, back to center, and side. Deep breath, center, and side. Deep breath, and bring your head up to neutral. Let's slide that butt back. We're gonna take ourselves middle of the mat here, nice comfortable position with your legs, whatever feels good. Hands, we're gonna clasp behind our back and pull those shoulders down, and we're gonna take a neck stretch. This one straight over rather than the chin to chest variation we just did. You're just gonna pull it straight over. Deep breath. And up to center, and then down to the other side. And one more each side. Deep breath. And last one. And bring that neck up to center. You're going to give yourself a little massage here before we relax our arms down to our sides for a little bit. Work the neck and traps, shoulders. And we're going to take our legs out. Comfortable straddle position, nothing too wide. We're not trying to get into the splits here unless the splits are comfortable for you and you work in the Cirque du Soleil, in which case I'm jealous. How did you get your job? So straddle position, let's let those knees internally, externally rotate. We're rotating the hips, the feet, and feeling our good helium balloon head position, lifting up our torso. And let's take those knees neutral, straight up, and we're gonna walk ourselves over. So you're gonna turn, so your shoulders, your hands, you've got yourself centered over that leg. Still seated as upright as you can, and then we're gonna walk our hands forward, down. You can relax the back into a rounded position, holding onto our leg, and just relaxing our head, letting our back and our shoulders stretch. Now I'm going to take my shoulder that's lower down towards my leg and prop my elbow up onto my knee. Don't shrug that shoulder, keep it low and away from your ear. And I'm gonna open up this top arm, reaching straight up. I wanna look with my eyes towards the ceiling. Reach, and then reach over. And bring the hand back down, relaxing down to the leg. Let's point and flex our foot. And then relax the foot. Walk ourselves staying low over to the center, as low as comfortable for you. And walk it over to the other side. in the back, big reach with the upper body, straight over our leg. And then that lower arm, we're gonna take our elbow onto our knee, open up that top arm, reach up for the ceiling. And then over to the side. And bringing that hand back down. Walk ourselves to the center. See if you can walk yourself forward a little bit lower. And while we're here, point and flex the feet. Let's walk ourselves back up into the middle. Hook your hands under your knees and pull the knees in. You can hug them into the chest. And we're gonna come up into standing. And you'll want maybe a wall or a chair, something to hold on to while you're doing these. So I'll grab my tool. So I'm just gonna use a chair, the back of the chair for this. We're gonna be doing our hip controlled articulated range of motion here. So we want to make sure we're centered, just like in our sun salutation. And we're going to lift up one leg, bringing that knee as high as I can without altering my spine, my torso. So if I lift it up and I start rounding forward, that's too far. So you only want to lift it as far as you can with that control through your core. And this is going to be important through the whole range of motion. So we're prioritizing this and we're isolating all the movement just to this one bit. It's like if you were holding your hand and you're like, I'm just going to move this one finger. You wouldn't want the rest of your hand moving around, right? That's not getting the effect. We're going to isolate it. So you're going to have to tighten down everything else. Centered balance. Think about your tightening down where you're pushing your weight, embracing your core, pulling that knee up, out to the side, and then we're gonna take it all the way back, that's the hard part, into extension, neutral core still, and then pull it through, back up, and again. So you're drawing this big circle with your knee, but the rest of your body is like pretending nothing is happening, nothing's going on. Nothing to see here underneath this level. I'm perfectly still. Last one. And now we're going to reverse our direction. So kick that leg back, out to the side. Ooh, that's hard. That kind of back corner is difficult for me. Tight, tight core. Brace, brace, brace. Ooh, I'm even moving my chair. I'm directing so much force away. And one more big circle back, around. Go ahead, rest that down. Shake your other leg out, and let's do the other side. Maybe I'll can see from this side angle here. Don't think this is my good hip. Centered balance, core engaging, and I'm gonna bring flexion out to the side. And again, all the way up, flexion, out to the side. Watch that core. And now reverse, kick it back, out to the side. Just trying to touch my core so I can stay in contact with it and really focus this just in the hip, really isolated And these aren't like, you know, just swinging it around. You should feel like you're fighting yourself when you're doing these. Oh. All right, relax those legs. Shake them out, let them jelly a little bit. We're gonna take it into a split stance. So you're gonna start with hip width apart. So heels are gonna be right under those hips. Slide one leg back, so we're in our split stance. Ball of the foot, big toe is dug into the mat. And I wanna center my hips over my front foot. And I'm gonna do that by pushing through my big toe and squeezing my butt to push my hips forward. See how I push my hips forward? I don't have to do it with my upper body. I can just push my hips forward all on their own. So I'm not doing this, I'm pushing. And keep that little push, keep that engagement through that back core, and or back foot, it is your core. And then start dragging, pulling your feet towards each other on the floor. So now you get this engagement all through your inner thighs, all right? Now we're gonna inhale, reach up, and we're gonna reach into forward leg. So my right leg is forward. Keep that dragging going and reach. And exhale, back up straight. Now we're gonna take our outside arm, reach over with this lower side arm. I don't know what to call this. We're getting a little twisted here. And then we're gonna reach this other arm through. So I'm reaching over and through at the same time, like I'm reaching two different directions. Whoop, up and over my head and then across. Reach both ways. And bring back in. We're gonna slide legs together, other leg back. Push off the back ball of the foot, big toe. Squeeze that butt cheek, engage. Drag the feet together. Feel those inner thighs light up. Inhale, reach up and over into that leg. Want to feel this go all the way down my inner thigh towards my back foot. And bring it back up. And now we're going to reach this forward leg arm across, backward leg arm over. Inhale and reach. Pulling yourself in two different directions. And bringing it back to center. Take a wide stance where your feet are straight, nice center of gravity, and we're gonna reach across to our opposite ankle. So I want good rotation. I'm getting my hips over that foot. So I don't want to do this. I'm going to drift over as I reach to rotate. And then we're going to do 20. Nice reach. Inhale. Okay, lucky number 7. 8, 9, 10, and last 10. And last 3, 2, and 1. Come up to center, bring those feet together. We're going to do just a quick series of some lunge and reach, 10 each side. And then we're going to do our sun salutation and check in with how we feel after our movement practice. So for our first lunge, we're going to step either forward or back. If it feels better for you to step back, go for it. If it feels okay to step forward, go for it. Either way you step, we're gonna reach across, get a good rotation, and back together. We're gonna do 10 each side, so another 20. So you can either step back, reach, or you can step forward and reach, whatever is more comfortable for your body. And 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now for our last lunge, we're going to step forward or back, either one. We're going to reach up and over our forward leg. So forward leg, reach up and over, turning into it towards my back ankle, and reverse. We're doing 20 of these. 4, 6, 8, and 10. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go top of the mat. Big toes together, a little bit of space between the heels. Big inhale, reach up. Squeeze the butt. Sink the weight into the heels. Palms together, inhale, reach back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, glance up. Exhale, roll down, step back with the left leg. And open up to the right. Bring the hand back down. And send the leg back into downward dog. Come forward into plank. And lower it down. And push up into upward dog. Push back into downward dog. And tiptoe those feet up to the hands. Big toes together. A little bit of space between the heels. Inhale, hands to the shins, glance up. Exhale, roll down. And rolling up, inhale, squeeze the butt. Weight into the heels, reach back. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Into the floor, forward fold. Step back the right leg. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, hand down to the mat. Send it back into downward dog. Into plank. Lower it down. And upward dog. Push back into downward dog. Tiptoe the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, hands to the shins. And exhale. Inhale. Well, thank you for joining me today for Primal Bodyweight Restorative Flow. Tomorrow, it's gonna look very similar. Don't forget your stick. Something like this. Don't forget your stick. Don't forget your band. And the band can be a long string. Got 2 of those. It can be a loop, whatever you have. I would say the only thing that's not going to work is like the really thick hip circles, but otherwise all bands, all sticks, broomsticks, dowels are welcome. And I will see you tomorrow.